everybody, my name is Danielle. I'm a carnivore zoologist here at the Dallas Zoo, and that basically means that I'm one of the ones that gets to take care of some of our awesome carnivore species. Now here in our predator demonstration area, we have two of our female lions, and they are showing you guys exactly how we care for our cats here at the zoo. Now we train all of our animals to help us basically take care of them. You'll notice that we are not in the same space as our cats here. We have a barrier between us and them. That's what we call working protected contact. So essentially, there's always that barrier between us and them, but it does add a challenge of how we take care of them. So some of the training that you're getting to see today is exactly what we call husbandry behaviors. So they are going to help us in their health care. Now over here on the left we have Jasiri with her trainer Sarah, and on the right we have Lina with her trainer Shayna, and they are showcasing some of those husbandry behaviors. So some of the behaviors that you're going to get to see today are going to be things, maybe start out simple with a target behavior or a sit behavior. So a target behavior, you'll notice our trainers each have a stick with them. With the red ball on the end of it. That's what we call a target stick. So the goal with that behavior is for them to put their nose on the end of that red ball. That's a really useful behavior because it helps us get them to move to different spaces. We can actually see them. Different sides of them, see their movement, which is really important. Another behavior similar to that is a station behavior, where we're going to actually have them put their paws on a specific point in this demo yard, typically the rocks on either side of them, and they're going to go up there until the trainer basically says you can come back. And that's another great behavior for movement that we are going to be able to see here. Now, other behaviors that you might see, we can have them open their mouths. And that's a really important behavior because we want to make sure that their teeth are nice and healthy. If their teeth aren't healthy, they may not want to eat, and we want to make sure that they are getting all the nutrients that they possibly can. Another behavior that you guys are going to get to see is going to be a paws behavior, where they actually put their paws up against the mesh and allow us to get a good view of the underside of their paws. This is really important because we're going to get a good view and make sure that there's no scratches or sores or anything that would cause them to not want to walk around normally. Now, some other important behaviors you're going to see is a hip behavior. A hip behavior is super important because we are actually having the girls present their hips against the mesh and then allowing the trainer to poke them with the opposite end of that target stick. Now, the reason that's really important is because that actually simulates their vaccinations. So just like your pets at home, they need their vaccinations every single year. So with that being said, they basically get poked every day with that target stick, and they don't mind because they're getting a nice reinforcement for doing so. And then once a year, when it actually comes time to vaccinations, we're able to kind of switch that out for a needle, and they don't really even notice or care because, again, they get that nice reinforcement. So all the training that we're doing is actually with positive reinforcement. And basically that means when we ask them to do something, if they do it correctly, then they're going to get a nice reward. There's no punishment involved in any of our training, and it's always their choice if they want to participate. So having a nice, great bond with them and working on that relationship building is really important with them. Now this is an up behavior. This behavior is pretty impressive and pretty cool, so it's usually a fan favorite, but it's also really important because we're able to see them stretch all the way out, be able to see their paws, and just make sure that they're moving appropriately and kind of how they make sure that they're comfortable with their movements as well. So we usually like to end with this one because people at home, especially you guys, are going to really enjoy it. Now what it also tells me is that we're coming towards the end of our training session because our cats, they don't work for free, so whenever we are getting down to the end of our meet here, which is their nice treats for doing all the awesome job and training that they're doing, they are going to be all done after this, and I think they did a pretty good job. They definitely showed us exactly how we care for them and did all their training super great. Now, what this also shows me is that since we're kind of towards the end here, we like to talk about those cats out in the wild as well. You got to see how we care for those cats here, but also the cats in the wild, they need our help too. So by you guys visiting us every time you come to the Dallas Zoo, part of your ticket cost goes directly into our conservation fund, which is super important, and it helps us support conservation efforts all over the world. Now, at home, you guys can help us out with our conservation by liking and sharing all of our videos. That helps raise awareness and kind of spread our conservation efforts out to the world as well. So make sure you guys do that and come back to the zoo whenever we are open. Thanks, guys.